So I was sitting outside before, but now I'm not because it was too hot. And this isn't wine, it's Coke. Just in case that was important. So basically, I just wanted to say something really quick. So Christmas is coming up, as everyone knows, and for those of us that celebrate Christmas, it can be a really hard time if you have an eating disorder because of all the focus on food and the different foods and the diet talk and potentially seeing family that you haven't seen for a while and then comments on appearance, which are not helpful. So it can be a very challenging time. And I was reading online about some strategies to help people with eating disorders get through the holidays. And some of them seemed helpful, but some of them as well were very much focused on making Christmas an easier time for people with eating disorders by serving the individual with an eating disorder foods that they are comfortable with, or like serving the food in a different way so that that person with an eating disorder feels more comfortable and safer and things like that. So doing things differently for the individual with an eating disorder so that they feel perhaps more comfortable. And obviously I can see why you would do that, because you, like, family and friends and you with the eating disorder, you don't want this day to be challenging, of course. Like, it's not fun. But also I think, like, that is a very short-term strategy, and this is not the only celebration, it's not the only holiday that you're going to face. And I think in my experience through my recovery, I've tried to see Christmas as an opportunity to challenge myself more than I would usually. Like, yes, there are different foods that I might not eat during the year. Yes, I might have to come up with some quick replies to family members if they make comments about my appearance. But these are all things that you're going to face throughout your recovery, throughout your life, and at some point you're going to have to expose yourself to them if you want to truly join the world and truly reach a full recovery. And I don't think there is a lot of point in really sheltering yourself from that. I think that is going to prolong your recovery, and recovery is so hard. You want to get through the hardest parts of recovery as quickly as possible, or at least I did, because it's just so hard. So having said that, I do think there are strategies that you can use that don't separate you from what your family and friends might be doing and eating, but do make Christmas a little bit easier if you're really struggling. So something that might be helpful is, for example, asking someone to serve you the main meal. It might be helpful to plan your food beforehand. It's definitely important that you eat regularly throughout the day. I know that with my family, they would have a tendency to not eat anything in the morning until like late afternoon, and that just does not work when you're in recovery, because when you don't have enough food in your system, then the eating disorder thoughts get a lot stronger throughout the day, and it makes that main meal even harder to tackle, or at least that was my experience. And it doesn't matter what other people are doing, you're on your own journey. Like, recovery is very hard, but it's the best thing that you will do. So regardless of what other people are doing, you need to eat. So I asked my partner what he thinks about holidays. He doesn't have an eating disorder, but he doesn't really enjoy them either. I think, well, as he said, he doesn't like the disruption to routine, and I think that is difficult for a lot of people. So you won't be the only one feeling stressed or feeling anxious during the holidays. So when I was really struggling with my eating disorder, there was a very strong temptation to restrict what I ate in the lead up to Christmas, thinking that it would make it easier when I ate lots on Christmas Day, but that doesn't work. It really does not work. As much as your brain tells you that that is a good strategy, it is not, because you are depriving yourself of food, and then it reinforces your eating disorder thoughts and beliefs. And so when you get to Christmas Day, those thoughts are even stronger than before, and it makes it even harder to eat. So you need to eat lots in the lead up to Christmas. Eating lots will help you on the day much more than restriction ever would. I guess that's mainly what I wanted to say, just that Christmas is challenging, but it presents itself with opportunities to get further in your recovery, and it's really important that you take those opportunities, because that's how you get better. That's how you get rid of this frustrating, debilitating, horrible, torturous mental illness. One more thing, people might make comments on your weight or your appearance, but just remember that you're not recovering to look a certain way. You're recovering for your life. It's much greater than anything to do with appearance. So do your best, eat lots, eat as much as you can, and it might feel horrible, but those emotions won't last forever, and it's totally fine to have a breakdown at the end of the day or at the start of the day. I certainly did, but now I'm at a point where I don't feel anxious for Christmas at all, and it is so much nicer. It's so much better, and I'm glad that I battled through those Christmases prior to this, so that now I'm at a point where I just don't really care about the food so much. Okay, well, I will record again soon. I'm sending you lots of love and strength, and that's all. Okay, bye!